Hello, welcome to another MW Leagues 2 Shoutcast. I'm Jeff on a Buffalo, your showcaster for today. Today we have an ISC 8 Week 4 Div B matchup of Got It First Try versus NAFF I Don't Crab. This is going to be my third week of shoutcasting. I made some changes for some of my setup, so I'm hoping it'll improve some things, but other issues might pop up. So if they do, we'll work through them accordingly. Quick FYI, there's a 5-minute delay for this stream, so I won't be responding in real time to any of your chats. Last FYI, I'm just a shoutcaster for this MW Leagues match. I'm not an official, so I won't be officiating anything. I'll just be running the lobby accordingly and providing this shoutcast. So the two teams are currently here right now. So the two teams are currently, 1 second. So it's Got It First Try for Team 1 and NAFF I Don't Crab for Team 2. I'll go very quickly for some of the settings that's currently there. 1 sec. So for the first match, it's going to be on Vitric, and the settings for it is minimum of 200 tons and maximum 250 tons for 6 mechs per side. So what I'll do now is let them know that I'm ready to get going once they ready up, and then we can get this match going. Okay, so while they're doing that, then I could talk a little bit more about a couple of things. So first off, the first thing I want to sort of talk on is a little bit for what ISC is and what it's all about. Most of you already know, but just in case you don't know, and it provides a little bit of a time filler as well. So ISC, that stands for the Inner Sphere Coalition, and this is currently Season 8 of the tournament, so this has been going on for quite a while. The rules, Inner Sphere mechs only for this tournament, no clan mechs. It's 6 versus 6. Tournament runs from late February to for most of March, with typically 1 match per week, which is typically on the weekend. A match is 5 drops, with the weight limit of the drop increasing after every other drop. 3 maps are used per match. It uses a Conquest game mode, but only uses 3 of the 5 Conquest points, hence 2 of the Conquest points are out of bounds. Can use any given chassis 3 times within the 5 drops, and you can use a hero mech 2 times per drop, but they must be different hero mechs. No legend mechs are allowed, and you can only use mechs that you can purchase within the in-game store. There's a bunch of other rules. I think I covered most of them. Okay, so it looks like Team 1 is almost ready up, so that's good. And then we'll just wait for Team 2, and then we'll get this thing going. And again, for the first drop, it's going to be on Vitric, and the tonnage is between 200 and 250 tons. Okay, it's Team 1 locked, so that's good. And once Team 2 is locked, then we'll get this thing going. I'm just reading the chat on there quickly just to make sure that no one's saying that something doesn't look correct. All right. Now we get to see what these wonderful teams do for on Vitric for drop 1. I think it's going to be a very entertaining match. Okay, it looks like Team 2 is almost readied, so that's good. And then we can get it on. Team 2 locked. Excellent. So obviously the first drop's on Vitric. A bunch of different options for sort of playing styles on this match. You can use the high ground, obviously, for setting up some Overwatch mechs. And you get a bunch of lights probably fighting around Theta. Or you could do like a Brawl Rush. Just grab everything together and do a hard push either on top or down low. And a couple other different variations of different things. So I'm currently looking at the Team 2 side for NAFF. And then once I hear the music, I'll hit a bunch of buttons and hopefully hit the right ones.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points.
Alright, so it looks like they're going for a duelist deck for on the NAFF side. Jenner, Blackjack Elf, I'm not going to even look for that. Assassin, Commando, Vulcan. Okay, so they got a duelist, probably go up high or stay low. And then a bunch of sort of skirmishy mechs. See what's going on for on the Got It First Try side. For the early scouting with the Commando, Panther, Raven 4X, probably with snubs. And then for Overwatch, a couple of dragons. Let's see what's on these dragons. Light PPC snub. Okay, so probably heading off to the middle of the map, then fight around. Yep, fighting over around there in the middle ramps. So it looks like Got It First Try is mostly going to be staying up high. Then NAFF, some high, some low. With Overwatch provided by the Duelist, which is probably heavy PPCs. Yep. Or sorry, heavy Gauss, my bad. And with a little bit of flanking fire from long range from the Blackjack. With 3 area larges. Oh, they aggressively pushed up for on the NAFF side. Oh no, sorry, I got this bad. They did a rotation for on the Got It First Try side. My bad.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Dragon from Shadow Dancer is hurting quite a bit. But the match can still go either way at this point. They're starting to put some pressure on the side mechs here for the Duelist on the Blackjack. Duelist has dropped down. Looks like they're focusing on the Duelist at the moment. So a couple of mechs went down for both teams. There, a couple of their biggies. Okay, both dragons are down for on the Got It First Try or Gift. But the match can still go either way. Still getting great Overwatch fire from the Blackjack. And then NAFF is doing a good job for keeping their sort of lights together to focus down mechs accordingly, but now they split up a bit. Panther the Raven, focusing, trying to grab that Vulcan, but still getting the great Overwatch fire from the Blackjack. That might make the difference for the match. The match can still go either way at this point. Okay, Raven just went down for on Gift. And now they're starting to fall down for a bit. So 2 mechs left for Gift, so now it's a cleanup job for NAFF. For the mechs that are left. And now just Top Ferret in the Panther. And that's it. Now just going to get some caps, and then there'll be a NAFF for the first match. Apologies for missing that push from the Gift side. I got too focused for looking at mechs. And then I got confused for who's on which side.
They have resource point Gamma.
But Gift, they tried an aggressive push at first to put pressure on the Duelist and the long range of the Blackjack for on NAFF. just didn't quite work out for him. Getting some match IDs, so bear with me one sec. Looking at some match scores a little bit. It's a great job for the blackjack. He was able to farm for the entire match. Deolus got a little bit of damage out, but not too much. Assassin did great work on the NAFF side. Looking at Gift, pretty good damage from the Panthers. The Dragons, I don't think got the damage across that they were hoping for. But an entertaining match. Okay, so for the next drop, it's going to be on River City. So I'll switch that out. I always can never find anything on here. Oh, here it is. River City, so that's good. And a quick reminder, the tonnage limit has increased for this drop. So the minimum of 300 and a maximum of 350 tons for each team. Okay, now we're just waiting out for both teams to ready up. But as they're readying up, I can talk a little bit more on some things. So first off, a little bit of information for where the current standings are within Div B as of the end of Week 3. So at the end of Week 3, the top team in the division is Sky Rangers Goppers. NAFF is in 2nd place currently, and Gift is in 6th. A little bit of information about Team 1. So Team 1, the name for that team is Got It First Try, North American-based team. Team lead for that is The Great Dive. Prior results from Week 1 to Week 3. For Week 1, they beat Sky Rangers Goppers 4-1. In Week 2, they lost to XDiet 3-2. And in Week 3, they lost to 228 Hail Raiders 3-2. So a lot of very close matches for them. They're not ready up yet, so I'll talk a little bit on Team 2. On the Team 2 side, team name is NAFF, I Don't Crab. It's a European-based team. Team lead, my understanding team lead is Miles Edlis. Let's see here for that. I think the lead for this match right here is actually going to be in Team Drake. So prior results for Week 1, they beat XDiet 3-2. And Week 2, they beat the 9 Sanquin Tigers 5-0. And in Week 3, they lost to the Sky Rangers Goppers 3-2. So again, a lot of close matches. So I'm kind of expecting, based off of that this should be a very close match and should be very entertaining. All right, Team 1's locked. Team 2 should be locking soon. Until they lock up, I'll babble on a little more, tell you about myself a little bit, in case you don't know me too well. So, playing MWO for about the last 10 years or so. I'm Canadian, so anytime I make a mistake, I'll be apologizing, so sorry about that. I'm affiliated with DHB, which stands for Death Sand Brigade, and I've been doing comp mostly with 2D20 for the past couple of seasons, and I'm participating in ISC this season of 2D20. On a team that's called Battle Buddies. That's in Div E. And my match is right after this one. Okay, so just waiting for the teams to lock up, and then we can get this thing going. You could do a little bit of rating in for, let's see, so they got a lot in A, or 2 in A, 4 in Charlie Drop Zone. So the Charlie Drop Zone, that's closer to their cap point. Alpha is on the upper airport. Team 2's locked. We get this thing going. But obviously, lots of different things you can do here. In Upper City, in an airport, it's kind of common for putting any your sort of Overwatch type mechs, either long range or mid range. And then you have like a mixture of sort of skirmishers or wolf packs for putting pressures for the caps, flanking, getting information, etc., etc. And the lower divisions, you can expect possibly for them to do like sort of brawl pushes and stuff. And there's combinations of a whole bunch of other different things you can do. So I'll go over to, what is this, Team 1 side, got first try. So let's see what they're going to be dropping at the airport. Slowest dropships ever. So it's probably a slow load in for one of the pilots, which sometimes creates the delay. Not much you can do about it, especially consider that one team's European based, one's North American based, so you can expect these sort of delays before the match. Just how it is. I hear music. Hit a bunch of buttons. Let's see what they're dropping with. So what do I see here? Longbow, Crusader. Okay.
Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
So I have to put the Panther and the Corsair up here. Let's see what's on the Corsair. Your largest Gauss, so standard. Cat, don't even have to look. It'll be 4 light PPCs. Let's take a look at the other ones from the God First Try. Vulcan, Vindicator, Skirmers, Longbow, Overcharge. Let's see what's on that. Probably ER larges. ER larges and small lasers. Okay, so they're setting up long range for both flanks. And then a bunch of skirmishers and Wolfpack mechs in the middle. Let's see what we got on the NAFF side. Sort of Flea. Crusader 6T. Let's double check to see what's on that. Air larges and whatnot. So similar function that the Overcharge is doing on the other side. Phoenix Hawk 7S. And what do we got here? Grasshopper 5N. ERPPCs. Longbow, ear larges. And ERPPC for that one. Okay. So some Overwatch mechs, some skirmishy type mechs for sort of a Wolfpack type thing. Alright, so initial setup wise, you got a couple of mechs for on Upper City for between the Grasshopper and the Crusader. For on the God of First Try side, they got the Crusader up high here, providing Overwatch. And getting some great oversight on towards the NAFF mechs. Now let's see where that other Overcharger is on God at First Try. Okay, so he started moving towards the middle a little bit. Okay, so that they're able to get shots off towards the mechs a little further back at probably Upper City. And then the rest of the mechs behind Citadel. And I'm missing something, am I? Where's the cap information? Ah, there it is. Sorry about that, folks. So obviously got a first try. They got Kappa. Epsilon is being held by NAFF. Currently no one's holding Theta. Again, apologies for that. So right now they're just trading accordingly around Citadel, and the long-range mechs doing their long-range Overwatch thing. And the long-range mechs of NAFF is nicely spread out to get different angles of fire, which is nice to see. So 4 of their mechs in the back, it looks like, and then 2 of them behind Citadel. Between their Flea and their Panther accordingly. God of First Tries doing it a little bit different. They got sort of the 3 mechs that sort of skirmishing between the Vindicators and the Vulcans. And then they got the other biggies for the Longbow, the Corsair up high. I'm missing one. The Panther. Where is that Panther? Oh, there it is. So the Panther, it's very mobile, so it's probably moving back and forth, trying to get some good angles for shots. Now, considering the location for the long-range mechs on the God of First Try side, they're probably not going to be pushing this left flank around Citadel too much, considering that it's not within Overwatch of their biggies. So that's why they might be a little bit hesitant to try to push around that corner. They'll trade a little bit, try to get some shots off, but... Because right now, on the NAFF side, they got Overwatch for Upper City with 2 mechs, and kind of Overwatch, sort of the back end, I call this Lower City, I guess, between the Crusader and the Longbow, which are providing some good Overwatch fire from this location. So we got a bit of a stalemate. With the advantage, obviously, with God of First Try, cap-wise, but still very early on. Still, a lot can happen. Let's see how that Corsair is looking. Still very healthy.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Oh, okay, so they made a play for Theta, and I did notice. So that was NAFF that just grabbed Theta, so... Now that puts a little bit of pressure on the God of First Try side. No, Top Hat's going to try to make a play for it. And they're going to make them pay. Because they got good Overwatch of Theta. Between their Overwatch mechs and between their Flea and the Phoenix Hawk. And he wasn't able to grab Theta. Yep, so these skirmishing mechs for God of First Try, they're kind of stuck here a bit. Oh, looks like they're going to start making a play. Okay, so they're pushing this corner, which obviously now is not really a great overwatch of their long-range overwatch mech there for the Corsair, but now they have to do something. So they're doing a hard push on their left-hand side of the Citadel, putting pressure on the flank of NAFF. And they're pulling back accordingly, moving back towards Upper City. And that should allow... Yep, so now they're able to grab Theta.
Resource point Theta is ours.
With the longbow. Now the question becomes, will they be able to hold this flank? Or if they're going to have to pull back, how much damage they can absorb. Top Hat's hurting a bit. The Panther KK just went down, so probably just got a little too aggressive there. And on the NAFF side, they're still very, very healthy. The only one hurting a bit is the Grasshopper. Okay, so got a first try. They got the 2 cap now. So now it's up to NAFF to do something. Right now they're very, very bunched up for Lower City. So are they going to make like a concerted push somewhere? Or are they going to do something else? No, it looks like they're just spreading out towards Lower City. They're just going to continue trading. They got time. They got lots of time. Okay, so the Panthers, the Phoenix Hawks moving up. Eventually, they're probably just going to be trying to make a play for Theta within Overwatch of the other mechs they got in Lower City. Of course, Gift has got pretty good coverage for Theta with the mech that they have up at Upper Airport. And they're going back to the positions pretty much. Oh, okay, no, they're putting a hard push on their right side. Hard push towards to kill off the... Okay. And they should be able to do that easily, and the mechs from the gift side, they're pulling back accordingly. But while they do that, they're going to probably giving up Theta. Or giving up control of Theta, if you will. Okay, so the repositioning of NAFF is pretty much done. And Gift has repositioned accordingly. And now they're grabbing, what is this? Kappa. Ah, of course, they're grabbing Kappa.
Kappa is under enemy control.
Considering that now Kappa's within the area that they're in. So 2 caps to 1 in favor of NAFF at this time. And at some point they might actually even be able to make a play for Theta. But they don't really need to at this point. Their traders are looking pretty healthy. They're in a strong position. But now, of course, they gave up Epsilon. So Gift is going to be go grab that at this time. So I'm assuming at some point NAFF is probably going to be making a play for Theta.
We have gained Epsilon.
So Epsilon's flipped. And now it's for contention for Theta. Looks like the Vindicator might have got a little bit more for cap for Theta. But they're making him pay for it. And the rest of the mechs, for the most part, is pulled up back to airport. With the Corsair pretty much staying put on the nice high ground location for Overwatch. Longbow for the Great Dive is hurting. Let's take a look at that longbow.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
So, missing a torso. But still got a lot of weapons left. But it's going to be having some seriously overheating concerns. So NAFF, they grab Theta. And now pretty much all they have to do is just hold. As they're looking fairly healthy mech-wise. They're in a strong position for holding Theta and for holding, what is it, Kappa. So now it's back over to Gift to do something. And they would have to do it with a lot of very hurt mechs. Okay, so the Vindicators are trying to put some pressure on the side there for Citadel. But they're getting some crossfire on them by Dune, so that's not looking good for these two Vindies. They're going to have to pull back. And they're doing a hard push for the Vindies. One went down. So 2 mechs down for Gift. No mechs down currently for NAFF. And Gift has a bunch. Great Dive is very beat up. NAFF. The Grasshopper's beat up. Some a little bit beat up, but they're looking a little bit more healthier. Oh, okay, sorry, I missed that. Tried to make a play for the cap with the Vulcan. And they got 2 mechs taking care of that on the NAFF side between the Flea and the Phoenix Hawk. So 2-on-1. The Vulcan should go down. Great Dive just went down, so how beat up that mech was on his. Not too big a surprise.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
And NAFF just grabbed Theta.
Kappa is under enemy
So 2
control.
mechs left now for Gift between the Vulcan Okay, what's left is the Corsair, which is probably still up high up here. And at this point, NAFF will probably just grab the caps. And that'll be another win for NAFF once they kill this mech. Just lost a torso. And they're grabbing Epsilon. And here comes the fleet to finish the job.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We
Alright.
failed.
Entertaining match. Good try by both teams. A lot of beat up mechs on the NAV side, but none of them went down. Grabbing the match IDs, so 1 second please. Alright, team stats wise, let's start with the gift side first. Longbow, a little bit Overwatch fire. The main one was the Corsair, obviously 748, so Corsair did their job. And then what you're seeing is the sort of the mechs that did sort of skirmishing accordingly. On the NAV side, Grasshopper 5N did some work with the ERPPCs, then pretty much even damage all across. So, good match. Alright, so now we're at 2 wins for NAF, 1 win for God at First Try. So for this one, there's going to be a team swap. So 1 second. Alright, so I always mess this up, and some of them dropped out, which are making it even easier for me, so oh well. There's only 4 per side at the moment, so... Swap done, does it look right? And hopefully they'll let me know if I missed any pilots. I think I got them all, but maybe not. I usually make mistakes. Crit dive, yes. Okay, cool. So now we're doing swapping sides, and we're going to be doing River City again with the same tonnages as the previous drop. So currently we're at 2 wins for NAV, 0 wins for God at First Try. And they're using very similar decks between the two teams for the match that just finished. With God at First Try with a couple of Overwatch mechs between the Longbow and the Corsair. Corsair setting up in the traditional location at airport. Then I think they had like 3 or 4 sort of, I call them Wolfpack mechs, or light skirmishers, or whatever you want to call it. That was trying to grab caps, and they were skirmishing around Citadel there. Then on the NAV side, I think they started with a couple at Upper City, a couple sort of Lower City. They were able to get some good Overwatch fire from Lower City to the mechs that was at the back end of Citadel from Gift. And then they had, I think, 2 or 3 mechs forward just behind Citadel for grabbing caps and putting some pressure on those skirmishy mechs from Gift. And then eventually they did a rotation, and they were able to grab the gimme cap from Gift. And by that point, they whittled down Gift to the point where they're able to win the match. So we're just waiting for the 2 teams already up, and then we'll get this match going. Okay, well, while we're waiting, quick reminder, there's going to be lots of ISC matches this afternoon that's going to be casted by a variety of casters. I think there was already a cast already by Perry. I think Dan the Mechman's going to be casting matches as well, so keep an eye for sort of the pings for the matches that are be coming up for today. And there might be one or two for tomorrow as well. But most of them will be for today. Because I got this one to cast, then I got my official match, and then I'll be casting another match after that as well, so. Lots of MechWarrior Online comp for your viewing pleasure. Team 2 locked. Cool. Start drop 3. Let's see what the strats are for both teams. Are they going to do something similar as they did for the previous drop? Are they going to change it up? There's a couple of things they can do. Or they could just go crazy and just go LRMs, but yeah, I don't expect that. All right, so I'll go to the, what is this, Team 2 side. Or sorry, Team 1 side. So for NAFF. And again, one team is European-based, one is North American-based, so there's going to be a bit of delay for the drops. Probably for all the drops. But that's just how it is. All these blinking lights. Praise Mothra. I hear music. And here we go. Let's see what we got. It's Team 1 side, so for NAFF. Phoenix Hawk, Battlemaster, Roughneck 3A. What are us on you? Air larges. Okay. Grasshopper 5N, Phoenix Hawk, Battlemaster 1G from range. Let's see what's on the other two mechs from NAFF. Phoenix Hawk.
Command confirming that we have possession
Skater 3F. Okay. And let's take a look for on the gift side for what they're dropping with.
They've taken Epsilon.
Quick draw, longbows. Let's see what's on some of these mechs. Quick draw, ear medium binaries, longbow, ear larges, Hatamoto, Ultra 2s, and ear PPC, and the gauntlet, large and whatnot. Okay. And they're doing a hard push for this side of Citadel. In the middle they have an urban mech, then a Cicada 3F to provide some crossfire and for some scouting information. But make it a hard play for, what is this, the fuel area? And then the NAFF mechs behind Citadel, they'll probably skirmish a bit and then probably reposition at some point. But Gift is doing a hard rotation towards the EPSI cap. Apologies, I mean the Kappa cap. And they've grabbed Epsilon and Theta already. Let's look at the positioning a little bit for NAFF. So Roughneck up high, the traditional spot. What is that, the Cicada? No, the Battlemaster up high on the mounts here. Nice overwatch position, but way far back, so it's just going to be blistering paint on mechs. And then with some skirmishy mechs in the middle. Between the Grasshopper, Phoenix Hawk, Cicada. Then Gift is currently positioned for behind Citadel. And grabbed Kappa. But with that movement, they freed up, which one is that? Epsilon. So at some point, NAFF is probably going to be grabbing Epsilon, I would think. Leaf taking a couple of shots.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Okay, so grab NAFF Theta, and they should be in the process of probably grabbing Epsilon fairly shortly. But right now, Overwatch-wise, NAFF is in a very strong position for Overwatch of Theta and for Epsilon. So now it's with Gift to do something, and it looks like they are, so they're continuing on with their rotation around Citadel. Let's take a look at it from the NAFF side. So I don't expect their biggies to move around too much. And then between this K3F, Phoenix Hawk, Grasshopper. Gift is continuing on with their rotation to the city there in front of Kappa. Continuing on with the rotation of the map. So they're doing a slow roll towards airport. But they're taking some damage to do it. Keef is hurting a lot, and all the mechs on the NAFF side is looking quite healthy. Okay, so they're almost to the edge for the airport. Still quite a close mech, but mech health-wise, got it first try, is hurting quite a bit. So they're putting pressure at the bottom of the airport. NAFF is set up for a receive. The longbow, gauntlet, quick draws, trying to move up to put some pressure. And they're starting a rotation around airport for a couple of their mechs, and a couple is using that high ground position to get some fire across. So now they're doing a ring around the rosy around airport. Okay, mech went down for NAFF. Their Grasshopper. But Gift has a lot of very beat up mechs compared to NAFF. Sarah just went down. So right now NAFF is in a very strong position. Gift is continuing the rotation down low of the airport. And that Battlemaster probably is having a field day farming. Leaf just went down. Okay, so one mech left for on gift. So now it's just a cleanup drop for NAFF.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
But that's it. Another win for NAFF. So I get the stats information. 1 sec. And look at the scores a little bit. I wonder how much that Battlemaster got. 600. 600 for the Roughneck. So good farming from them. Pretty even damage all across on the NAFF side. On the gift side, some damage from the Gauntlets. And then pretty even damage across for most of their mechs. Alright, so at this point we're going to be switching to a new map. It's going to be Frozen City Night Classic. The weight limit has increased for these drops as well, for drop 4 and drop 5. The minimum tonnage is 370. The maximum tonnage is 420. So I'll switch that now. Hopefully I can find it. I think it's that one. No team swap at this time. There'll be a team swap after this drop. And see what they're going to do for on Frozen City. And again, there's a bunch of things you can do on this map. You could also take advantage of the tunnel if you want to do something cheeky, if you want to do like a push there of some sort, or swing a light through tunnel to get into the back end of your enemy team. Common things that I sort of expect to see from at this level is probably setting up for either for long range or mid-range Overwatch with DACA or laser vomits for either Team 1 or for Team 2. And then in the lower divisions, it's more popular to see sort of like bra pushes. Either a push through, excuse me 1 sec. Sorry for the burp. Either push through tunnel, push through saddle in the middle, or push through on the right-hand side of the map. Then you can add sort of like little mixtures of either like 1 or 2 Pop-Tarters maybe in the team if you're just planning to hold back. Or you can throw LRMs in to harass a little, or it's a couple things you can do. Taking a look at the chat. I don't see any yelling in chat, so hopefully all the settings are still good, so cross my fingers. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. Because I did some testing, so I think I got everything set right, but no matter how much testing you do, once you go live, new things can pop up. Just how it is. Okay, Team 1's locked. That one's Team 2's locked, and we can get this going. Team 2 locked. Cool. Let's get it on. Alright, so what do we got here? So I'm on, I think they got it first try side. Let's look at some of these mechs. Mauler, LB5s, Annie. So it looks like they're going DACA for on the Team 2 side. Scouting from whatever that is, Falcon or something. Oh, so Blackhawks. Okay. Let's see what's on the Blackhawks. Medium lasers.
Capture and hold the resource point. Stop
Okay, so DACA for the back end, some skirmish mix with the Blackhawks. Let's see what NAFF, or sorry, that was on the gift side. So let's look at the NAFF side. So Assassin for some early scouting. Jenner for some early scouting. Crusader, let's see what's on the Crusader.
They've taken Epsilon.
Your PPCs, so a little of sort of the pop turn thing, and then setting up some mix for setting up for a receive with some DACA with the Maulers with AC2s, AC5s like PPCs on the Bull Shark, and another Bull Shark in the traditional location here. I hear Gauss ear PPCs, or sorry, ear larges. All right, so they're setting up for a receive on the Team 1 side with some skirmishers, scouts, and then the Crusader sort of pop-tarting from the mound here. And they're probably just going to be holding locations for the most part from on the NAFF side. Team 2 side, they're setting up the traditional locations for DACA for receive, between the Mauler, Cataphract, and Annie respectively, with the mechs up forward for on gift for the Blackhawks and the Vulcan. Using the jump jets, pop tarts, get some damage across a little bit for the mechs that are forward on the NAFF side.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Looks like Gift is being aggressive. They're starting a rotation, or starting to move towards Saddle with their biggies. So it looks like they're going to be setting up for a Saddle push at some point, or at least put pressure from Saddle to at least be able to get some shots off on the mechs in the back for on the NAFF side. Some couple of good strikes. So it looks like they're trying to get up here to get some sort of better angles for the mechs that was pop-tarting against them, like the Jenners, Crusaders, and whatnot. Alright, they're starting to move across now for Saddle. Let's see how well NAFF can receive. Annie's hurting quite a bit. And he's at half health. Okay, so they move across almost up to the cap point. And a lot of hurt mechs on the gift side. First mech gone down for NAFF. But right now, Gift's in a good position for it to trade with the enemy team. Or at least for their DACA mechs. And for their skirmishers. A little bit of action on the flank between the Assassins, the Vulcan. Jenner's jumping on there as well, so the Vulcan's gone down. So they're doing a hard push on the flank by NAFF between the Jenner Assassin and the Crusader. So Gift is getting pinned down with their last three mechs. I assume the DACA mechs from NAFF will push up at some point. Ferret just went down, so 2 mechs left for Gift. One Blackhawk left from Transcat Girl. See if I can ping the mech. So it's center torso hurting. See if Transcat Girl can take out a couple of the enemy mechs, especially that assassin's hurting a lot. But the assassin's hiding, doesn't want to die.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
Okay, so another win for NAFF. But a very entertaining match. Get the match ID. Bear with me one sec, because I copy it over. Look at the team stats. So on the gift side, Blackhawks did some work. That was from Transcat Girl, no surprise. Probably not the damage they were hoping to get across from gift. Looking at the NAFF side. From their Overwatch mechs for the Bull Sharks and the Mauler. So they did some good farming. 1100, yeah, that's a farm. And the SAS 101 did some good work as well. Okay, so we're going to drop 5 at the moment. So for drop 5, it's a team swap, so I'll get that going. Let's see, so 5 here. And I think I already screwed it up. I think I probably screwed it up. Who am I missing? Dive and wrong team. Where's Dive? Oh, there he is. Yes. Okay, cool. Now we just get ready for drop 5. See what they do. My guess is they'll probably stay safe and they'll be doing some flavor of DACA again. With 1 to 2 mechs for sort of scouting, skirmishing, pushing flank, etc., etc. But we'll see. Maybe they'll do something interesting. But probably not. And when I mean interesting, I mean something different. Obviously, every match is interesting in its own way. But while we're waiting for both teams to ready up, for any new pilots here that's new for the MW comp scene, if you are brand new, I would, if you're looking for more information for what MechWarrior Online competitive play is all about, I would suggest you to go over to the MW comp Discord page. On that Discord, you'll find a lot of good information about what MW comp is about for the upcoming tournaments, about for teams that's trying to get some more pilots for the teams. And it's very many teams from teams that are very experienced to brand new teams that's willing to bring in new pilots to train them up accordingly to enjoy this wonderful competitive play. And there's a lot of sort of chat discords in there as well for if you got any particular questions, and other pilots on there would be willing to help you out. So yeah, if you're brand new to it, yep, jump in, because I find it's a lot of fun. It's the most interesting thing within MWO at the moment. And then, so currently we're on week 4 of the tournament. So there's going to be one more round or one more week of this tournament after that. So next Saturday, next Sunday will be the last week of this tournament. And then for the next one after that will probably be occurring, let's see if I remember. I think it was Mayish. It's probably going to be like a 7 versus 7 or an 8 versus 8 tournament. I don't think they released the name of the tournament yet. Okay, so we're just waiting for the teams already up, and then we can get the 5th match done. And then I can start getting ready for my own drops. Alright, looks like Gift is almost ready, so I expect them to ready up soon. And team will ready up, I assume, quite quick, and then we can finish this off for the second drop on Frozen City Night Classic. Team 1 locked. Yeah, NAFF right now doing their last bit of adjustments. Then, yeah, it looks like they're about ready up, so that's good. Alright, see what they do for drop 5. So far, very entertaining matches. Alright, so I'm on the NAFF side, I think. Let's take a look at some of these mechs. Small pulse SRM. Uh-oh. Are we going for a brawl push? Oh, baby. Binaries. No, that's not brawl push. But it's going into a brawl push with these atlases. Okay. Take a look on the, on the Gift side. I hear music. Anyways, on Gift, Grasshopper 5N.
Command coming in.
Bullshark, Bullshark.
Hostile.
Heavy Metal, Pop Tarting. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be setting up for a traditional receive on the team 1 side for on Gift. See what's on the Heavy Metal since it's fun. Gauss, your larges. Cool. I'm just setting up the mount here with the Grasshopper properly pop tarting. Your PPCs on the Grasshopper. Okay, and then for the mechs forward, they have the Vulcan. And pretty much just the Vulcan. Now let's see how they're going to play it out from the NAV side. Okay, so they're pushing up towards Saddle with their biggies. It looks like they have the Jenner in the tunnel. And they're just going to push across with their big mechs. With the Hunts, HSN and the Assassin protecting their flank as they push across. And the Jenner protecting their other flank. That's nice. The Atlases were able to get in without taking too much damage, and now they're within range to start, almost within range to take advantage of their SRMs. And they're just brawling right in. So now they're within almost brawl range with the rest. They're within brawl range with the restaurants. So now they can start brawling the Dakamex from Gift. Gift had to fall back a little bit towards on here accordingly, but it's not too much further they can fall back to without falling over the edge. So those Atlases are in a wonderful position. But they're very beat up, so I think they're going to start dropping like flies. Because it's so hard to do that push if they're set up correctly to receive it. Okay, so 2 mechs left, and they're very beat up on the NAFF side. So it's looking quite good for Gift at the moment. So now it's pretty much just a cleanup job for Gift. Let's see what's on the knock side, if I can click it. SRAMs, SRAM 6, classic build. It's hurting in the center torso. And there he goes. Okay, now Gift does get a couple of caps, then they're going to get a drop. Alright, so the final score for this match is 4 wins for NAFF, 1 win for Gift. For some very entertaining matches.
We have Gamma.
See if we got any snazzy paint jobs. All looking very pretty. Alright, get the public stats information, 1 sec. And look at the team stats. So for the Atlas push, probably didn't get the damage across that they were hoping for. Gender Oxide, that did some work. That's a strong mech for what it does. Then for the farming, yeah, you can sort of see the DACA mechs, they did their work. And the long range mechs that they had. With the Urban Mech and the Vulcan doing some good work as well, protecting the flank. Yep. So 1 win for Gift. And again, final score, 4 wins for NAFF, 1 win for Gift. I'm going to thank both the teams. That's done. Most have already left already, so that's fine. And that's pretty much going to be it. So I'd like to thank both the teams for allowing me to shotcast this match. I'd like to thank the tournament organizers for putting this great tournament together, administrating it, allowing me to shotcast for them. And I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching this match. The next match is going to be an ISC 8 Week 4 Div D match that I'll be shotcasting, which will be Bacon Pirates versus Aces Wild. That starts at 1 a.m. UTC 15th of March, or 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 14th of March. So I say again, next match that I'll be shotcasting is IC8 Week 4 Div D match of Bacon Pirates versus Aces Wild. That starts at 1 a.m. UTC 15th of March, or 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 14th of March. So cheers, thanks for watching the stream, and signing off now.